I'm speaking with Christine McMahon, the founder of ConquerJobTransition.com, a community service dedicated to helping people with the human side of what it means to be in job transition. She inspires, enlightens, and re-energizes her audiences. Her warm, down-to-earth, tell-it-like-it-is style is both refreshing and compelling. She enriches every program with real-world, lessons-learned stories. Her common-sense counsel and insightful guidance will offer proven strategies you can put into practice immediately. She will be speaking at Job Camp 3 on February 25th and has agreed to share a little about her presentation called Resiliency, Self-Esteem, and Success. Christine, thanks for talking with us.
Jay, what a pleasure. Thank you so much.
What is resilience?
Resilience is the ability to handle adversity and difficulty in one's life. It's many people think that you're born with your resiliency factor, if you will. It's not a genetic trait. It's not like the color of your eyes or how tall you are or the color of your skin. Resiliency is really your ability to be able to perceive a situation and not internalize it to such a degree that it becomes overwhelming or disempowering. It's your ability to be able to see it and think, what is it that I can do to change that particular situation?
Can you be resilient in one aspect of your life, but not another?
You can, as a matter of fact. There's different degrees of adversity. You know, we all know that. You're driving to an interview and you're so excited and this is the big one and you get a flat tire on the way. Is that a life-defining moment? No, it's a hassle, it's a challenge, but with the right mental framework you can overcome that. Let's say you have a couple of children. One has a big football game, maybe it's an 8-year-old who has a football game, and you have a daughter who has a play, and the football game runs overtime, and it runs right into the time slot where you're supposed to be there to see your daughter's play. I mean, that's adversity. That causes people to feel stressed. But is it insurmountable? No. However, when you lose your job, it impacts many aspects of your life. It affects your social life at work and the people that you enjoy and you have fun with and who you tease and who you go to lunch with and who you have secrets that you don't want anyone else to know about. And it impacts your personhood because it impacts your family. How your family responds to your loss in job is a big factor in how much resiliency you will have in pursuing that next position.
And is it possible to increase your resiliency?
It is. As I mentioned before, it's not a fixed genetic trait. There are, when you understand that resiliency is really a frame of mind, it's how you're framing what that outside scenario is and how it relates to you. And what I've learned is really those people who are the most resilient, they don't internalize it so it becomes that they're at fault or it's their issue. Rather, they look at it and say, okay, what am I going to do about it? Here it is, what am I going to do about it?
And you've titled this program Resiliency, Self-Esteem, and Success. What role does self-esteem play in relation to resiliency?
That's actually a really powerful question because self-esteem is the foundation with which resiliency rests on. Self-esteem is how you perceive yourself in relationship to the world and the experiences that you are exposed to. And with a high self-esteem, you know that the circumstances that unfold are not who you are. They don't determine who you are. So when you have a strong self-esteem, which is what we're going to be talking about at Job Camp 3, is how do you build a strong self-esteem? When you're submitting your application and you're getting rejection letter after rejection letter, how can you position yourself so you don't internalize that and you think that there's something wrong with you? Because there isn't. It's just a function of the circumstances at the time, and the key is to have a resilient mindset and say, okay, so what am I going to do next? How do I do this? How do I look for that one right company that when they look at my resume they say, that's our person, that's the one we want.
Is there anything else you want to add about resiliency?
Well, in general, I just want to share that, the folks that I've been talking with since Job Camp 2, this is a really tough market. And I know that we're reading a lot where there's a lot of comparison to the Great Depression and the recession of the 70s and the 80s, and there has never been an economic downturn like we are experiencing right now. And it's important for people not to internalize that. And what I mean by that is many people say, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get the job? Why am I not being asked back? It has nothing to do with who they are. It has to do with the circumstances of the time. And my whole purpose in presenting this program is to let people know that who they are is really important and really good, and that they can't allow the outside factors to influence who they are. They have to put this invisible shield up and say, okay, that happened, let's move on.
Well, thanks so much for sharing, Christine, and we really look forward to seeing you at Job Camp.
Dave, thank you so much. I can't wait to be there.